Hi everyone. So welcome to what is unfortunately the last vlog that I will be filming from Lana'i for the time being. Also, before we jump into things, disclaimer, I am wearing the same outfit that I think I've vlogged in for the past like 2 or 3 vlogs. Have I been wearing it for the past 3 weeks? Absolutely. We're gonna move on with our lives. So if y'all hadn't heard the news, I guess I'll explain a little bit about what kicked off here a few weeks ago is to kind of present a timeline of events was I arrived here on the island in February and we were open until the end of March. And I got here a little bit before COVID-19 happened, kind of on the large scale. And it was starting to pick up at the end of March, and that's when we made the decision to close down the resort, and we ended up being shut down and kind of quarantined in almost isolation, really, here on the island for about 3 months. For managers, we went back to work kind of in June, and then the resort reopened in July, on July 1st. And we were open only to the Kama'aina market, meaning inter-island market, because the 2-week quarantine was still in effect for travelers coming from the mainland, but we could travel island to island again. So we were just seeing Kama'aina, and business was okay. I thought it was a little bit better than anticipated, but it obviously was not phenomenal and not the numbers we should have had for summer. So we were open from the beginning of July until the end of August when Governor Ige decided that he was going to reinstate the inter-island travel ban on September 1st. And that meant we had to shut down the resort almost completely. Again, the one exception this time was we kept the views open so that we could still serve the local market. And that was only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was only weekend service, and they're only open for about 4 hours because they only do lunch. But everything else was closed. And then around mid-September, early to mid-September, was when the resort had to make some cuts due to budgetary reasons because our business level projections were just so dismal for the rest of the year. And it's a decision, it was made, I understand from a business perspective what their thought process was, but it's still rough when you watch a third of your food and beverage managers get laid off. And I was in that first round of layoffs because I don't believe that they are done. I believe we've only seen the first round. I believe there will be one more. So basically about 2 weeks ago, those of us that were laid off were kind of called in to go talk to our GM and our director of HR and kind of told the situation and given our severance package and said thanks for your time and best of luck moving forward. And we were basically given kind of 2 weeks to get our stuff together and get off island at this point. So this is where we are. We're ending, we're coming up to the end of the 2-week period. Some people have left already. Some people are staying a little bit longer. So basically anybody with a visa was laid off with just a very few exceptions of kind of key roles within the resort or because of tenure within the resort. And then a few of us who are US citizens were also laid off, which is fine, and as I get it, as kind of one of the last people in, it made sense. And I think that just the positions that were laid off, eventually they're going to have to rehire. And I guess the good news is that we are technically all eligible to come back to this property and come back to Four Seasons if we choose to do so. So sorry if that was kind of a lot to dump in and like kind of a sad start to this video, honestly. But I will be honest that I didn't really broadcast this news when it happened. I told a few people. Obviously, everybody here in the island knew it happened, but I was a little hesitant to talk about it right off the bat because I really wanted to have an answer for inevitably when I was going to get the question of, well, what comes next? What's your next step here? And I wanted to have an answer for that. And it's been 2 weeks and I don't officially have one. But I have a direction that I'm heading, and I have, over the past 2 weeks, done close to, I think yesterday I hit 80 job applications. Because my philosophy here was just to cast as wide of a net as possible and just do a ton of them so that they all blurred together, so that nothing in particular was kind of stood out in my mind. It wasn't super distinguishable, so that I wouldn't get hype about one particular job and then be really let down if I didn't get it. So it's always been, it's been a fun adventure every day to like see emails rolling in. And some of them have been, yes, we'd like to talk further, or yes, we're keeping your resume in consideration, we'll be in touch soon. And some of them have just been, hey, look, we just can't hire right now because of COVID. So it's always kind of a surprise when I like open an email and I'm like, oh yeah, like I kind of remember applying to this one. But I've done a few interviews so far, and right now I'm waiting to hear back from another Four Seasons property, and I should know in the next few days from them. I have a few places that have advanced me into the kind of next round where they're going to be further looking at my resume. So basically I've made the first cut, and then they're going to be making a decision if they're going to call me for an interview or not. And then I am waiting on actually another property here in Hawaii, over in the Big Island, to set up a time to interview. I gave them some time slots and I'm just waiting for them to pick one. So that's kind of where we're at. Just to kind of timestamp this is Tuesday. It is September 22nd. And it's about 10:30 in the morning when I'm filming this, and I actually fly out of Lana'i today. I have a flight that leaves here at 4 p.m. and that's about like a 35-minute flight over to Oahu, where I land in Honolulu, and then I have a 3-hour layover there, and then I get on a flight from Honolulu into Dallas, and that's about a 7-hour flight or so. And then with time differences, I leave Hawaii at, I believe, 7:45 p.m. and I land in Texas at about 7:45 a.m. And then I have a 3-hour layover there, and then the last leg of my journey is I'm flying up to Boston, and I will land there around 4 p.m. tomorrow. So it's total travel time is about 17 hours, but total time with like going through time zones it's about 24 hours between when I leave Hawaii and land in Boston, because I leave 4 p.m. on the 22nd and I land 4 p.m. on the 23rd. But anyway, again, sorry that was kind of a lot to dump and front load on this video, but we can now jump into kind of what we were doing in the last, week and a half that we were all here together. And I'm very grateful for the F&B team. We've been all spending a lot of time together, and it's been really great to have, multiple chances to kind of say goodbye to people. And some people could make some days, some people couldn't make other days, and a few people have left the island already, so it's been kind of sad to watch our numbers dwindle. I am the only departure today, so they I believe they're still fighting over who's taking me to the airport today, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't have to leave until to go over there until about 2:30, but I have to stay here and wait for T-Bone and Bridget to come back around 2. They are off driving part of the Monroe Trail today, and I promised I would not leave the resort without saying goodbye to them. They leave, I think they're the next to leave on Saturday. So anyway, without further ado, let's hop into the more fun stuff and take a look at what I've been up to for the past 2 weeks. So like I said earlier, kind of the goodbye celebrations and I guess a chance for us to say goodbye not only to our friends but to the island as well kind of kicked off about a week and a half ago. The first sort of event that we all did together was actually my birthday, where everybody came over. We had a party, and I believe you've seen that. If you've watched my previous vlog, you have seen a few clips from that. And originally I was going to do a vlog of the entire goodbye process, but I realized that was going to be about 45 minutes if I was going to cut everything together, and I was absolutely not having that, so I did split it into 2. So you'll have seen kind of my birthday, and then a few days later we did go down to Lopa. We went down to the beach there. So that's in the previous vlog. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch it. But what we are watching right now is footage from a few days ago when Sue and Ingrida and I took the puppers out to Garden of the Gods, and we went off-roading for the day and got to take the dogs to go run around, and it was fun. It was so dusty and so windy, but it's a very cool part of the island because it's very dry, and right now you can see footage of us up in one of the kind of dry forest preserves, and there's a few of them along the trails that run out here. So this one we actually did get to kind of let the dogs out and run around because it was a fenced in area. And then we drove a little bit further up the trail to kind of the actual Garden of the Gods garden part, which was, it was okay. You know, it was some rocks and some dirt and some great views, but I'm not entirely sure it lives up to the hype that we peddle to the tourists that come to the island. But I'm still really glad that we got to go, and that's something I got to see before I left. And even in the middle of nowhere, we ran into friends. And of course, we had to make one last stop for gas station sandwiches before I left the island. Alright, so this is it. This is probably the last car vlog that's going to happen, in this car anyway. So it's about noon now on Sunday. I'm going to swing down, grab Steph, and then we're going to go down to Views to have lunch, and Narissa's going to meet us there. The three of us are going to go hang out, have one last time with us together. And then I'm going to come back here, probably take a nap because I only got about an hour and a half of sleep last night. I'm very tired. And then we're going to go down to the large shipping harbor later to go swimming and watch the sunset kind of with everybody. So that'll be fun. And then I think I have to take a load of stuff over to Sue's house. I think I'll pick her up and we'll just go to the harbor together anyway. But that's plan for today. Second to last full day here on the island. And then on Sunday, we all went down to the harbor to go swimming, and it was really pretty because we got to spend some time just in the water and just hanging out and got to see the sunset. And I think it was a really excellent send-off, honestly, for those of us that were still here who are now departing later this week. Also, I sat down a number of times to try and script out something for this video and just was having a hard time with it because kind of what do you say kind of, when you're going, and it's weird to know that kind of when you're doing things, you're going to do them for the last time, for now anyway. And yes, I'm sad to be going, and it's not, I'm leaving obviously earlier than I would have liked, and there's a certain sadness that comes with leaving a place that you have been for a while, but I know that I'm also walking away from this experience, which is a heart full of gratitude and just so thankful for all of the opportunities I've had since I've lived here and all of the friends that I've made on this island. And I know that a lot of those are going to be lifelong friendships, and I'm so fortunate to have met some of the people that I've met. And it's not goodbye forever, it's goodbye for right now.